What's going on, YouTube viewers? Sleepless Dog here with a long-awaited update, kind of a long-term review on the Byrd by Spyderco Cara Cara 2 G10, Meadowlark 2 G10, and Robin 2 G10. And as you can see, these are a little different than how they originally appeared. I have polished the G10 on the Meadowlark and on the Robin. Did this a while ago, I just have not gotten around to the update. Why did I polish the G10? I decided to make these projects because I went through a replacement clip and set of screws from Spyderco. They are not Kai USA. You have to beg to get a clip and screws if you have a defective set. Shortly after I did my initial review on these, I developed a lot of clip wobble. As best I can tell, the problem is the holes in the clip are just a little too large a diameter for the diameter of the screw bodies. So that few degrees of wobble translates into a lot of length down here, and they're pretty long clips. So anyway, there is a modification up here to address that. But even before I polished the G10, like I said, this was happening beforehand, so I decided rather than trying to mess with warranty and ship these back to Spyderco, because they'd already sent me clips and screws, it's like, you know what, we'll just count it as a loss, and I'll, maybe not as a loss, we'll just count it as a learning experience, something to play with. Decided to polish up the G10. It kind of has a almost micarta look to it when you polish it up. It's not bad. On the Robin, the smallest of the bunch, I took the clip off because, and I've got the clip here, even though that clip is smaller than the clip on the Meadowlark, it's still a big clip, and that's the position it would be in if it was on the knife. I mean, you can see there's not much knife to either side. It literally runs from lanyard hole to pivot. That's a big clip. I think this works better as a gentleman's folder with the G10 polished up and drop it in your pocket. I will caution you, if you take these apart to polish up the G10 and make these a project, they are difficult to put back together. Be extremely careful on your disassembly because you do have to kind of pop the screw together rivets out of these. They're basically screw together rivets. You have to very carefully pop them out, drive them out with a punch. Do not try to lift the liner off because you'll bend the liner, and then it will be even more difficult to put back together. So even driving them out with a punch to keep the liner straight, they're still tricky to get back together. Maybe not tricky, a little tedious. So they're a pain. But if you're up for a challenge, they can be a neat little challenge. Like I said, the main issue was clip wobble, which is what drove me to modify these. The solution I figured out on these, and I kind of poorly roughed up both sides of the G10 on this one. What I did was I just put a pop rivet through the lanyard hole. I don't use the lanyard anyway. Like I said, these are difficult to take apart and put back together. If not difficult, tedious at best. I don't have any desire to take them apart again. So, and I only ever carry tip up. I have no desire to carry tip down, and especially not something this big. So, given the option, I'm going to carry it tip up anyway. Through the pop rivet in, there's maybe a tiny bit. I mean, and that may just be me flexing the clip side to side. There's basically eliminated the clip play. I am out of pop rivets of the correct length and diameter to rivet this. I've got the G10 handles about as polished as I want to, so I'm not worried about taking it apart again. I'll throw a rivet in this. This will probably get back into my rotation now that I figured out that it dawned on me how to stabilize the clips. So, almost, 3 years in with these. I think I checked and I actually did order these on Amazon exactly 3 years ago. Maybe it wasn't quite that long ago, I don't know. 2.5, 3 years since I initially reviewed these. I kind of like them. I still like them. Shouldn't say I kind of like them. I do still like them. I think there might be slightly better values for the money from some of Spyderco's competitors, but if you want that Spyderco look and feel, you know, the hole in the blade, the ramped thumb rest with jimping, albeit poorly done jimping, but you know, the finger choil, which they feature on a lot of knives. I wish the Endura had a finger choil here. They maybe don't do that. My guess is they don't do it on the Endura, and the Delica doesn't have a finger choil either, like the Meadowlark does. My guess is on the Delica size they don't put a finger choil because they don't want to take sales away from the Native 5. My guess on the larger Endura size is they don't want to take sales away from, you know, the military, the paramilitary, and possibly even the Mannix and the Mannix XL. But oddly, the Dragonfly does have a finger choil, just like the little Byrd Robin. I guess because the Dragonfly is offered in some premium materials and there's not really a higher end version of the Dragonfly. So anyway, that's my thoughts after several years of owning them and using them. Certainly not bad. Be ready to potentially have to do some modifications or some work to keep the clips from wobbling, and take a look at some of the competing knives. But if you want to try out a Spyderco, they're pretty representative of what you'll get from the higher end Spydercos. The 8CR13 MOV steel, decent edge retention, easy to sharpen, not bad. So I guess my, after 2.5 years of ownership, is not bad, but could be better. Hope this has been informative and helped you out. And have a blessed day or evening wherever you are.